Shalom all. Praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Akakwadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the hopeful elect brothers that's preaching and prophesying the word of the Lord in sincerity and truth. And this lesson, I'll be going into the recent summit, that the BRICS had, and one of the main topics that they spoke about, and what they brought out solution for was payment, was a payment system. And this is from The Guardian. And it says, Putin calls for alternative international payment system at BRICS summit. Russian president's goal to de-dollarize world economy alarms members that do not want bloc to turn against West. Right? And this is all a part of the elite's plans, because they're the one that's pulling the strings behind the scenes. The international banking families, the international top Edomite banking families. And they know that they're Esau. They know that they're the Edomites. They make rules and change the order of the world by the vibration of Satan, because they are Satan on earth. They represent Satan, because Satan means adversary. They hate the Most High. They hate the Most High's people, and they are against the Most High, and they want to be like the Most High. So that's who's really behind the scenes on all this happening, dealing with the BRICS. But at the same time, it's all according to prophecy, because this will lead to de-dollarization, right? Which means that the dollar will completely go out of business. A lot of the world's countries are on track to get rid of the dollar, and a lot of them have. And this is going to cause the U.S. to come in with a solution, which it already have, which is the digital dollar, a digital payment system, and that's going to be under the umbrella or under one of the uses of the MOTB. The MOTB, the implantable device, is going to be put in your right hand or in your forehead. Let me go to a scripture. Too much talking. Too much talking. Now, this is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1. It says, let me highlight it. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Now, the king's heart is talking about the king's mind. The king's mind on every move and every decision that he makes here on earth is all orchestrated or controlled by Yahweh Shemel Shai, by the Most High through his son. And Yahweh Shemel Shai use the angels to do that, right? To put instructions and thoughts into these world leaders, into these kings, these prime ministers, these presidents, and so on and so forth. These these people that are in charge of laws and and in charge of a country's money system and all that, in charge of different departments of a country's government. The Most High is in control. And let me read it again. The king's heart, the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. So as the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. So whatever happens on earth, dealing with what's going on in politics, or I think they call it geopolitics, especially dealing with the BRICS and NATO and the EU right now. It's all controlled by the Most High, and he's using the elites to do it. The elites give their orders and pass it down to these world leaders. Putin being one of them. And that's just how it goes. These nothing happens on earth unless the Most High allows it to happen, right? Now let me go back. Putin calls for alternative international payment system at BRICS summit, and it goes towards says the goal to de-dollarize world economy alarms members that do not want bloc to turn against West. What's bloc? A combination of countries, parties, or groups sharing a common purpose, and that's the BRICS. That's what they are. BRICS is an alliance, or a combination of countries, parties, or groups sharing a common purpose, right? And their alliance is, as a thing there, as a common goal to de-dollarize, and as a common goal to be free from the influence, from the influence of the U.S. and of the NATO and of NATO. And this is a major move, right? But their digital payment system that they're gonna have for these countries is gonna use the MOTB, because that's prophecy. Now, let me go to this right here. I won't play the video, but this is Paul Barron Network. BRICS unit token revealed today. XRP coming, right? That's the main point, though. BRICS unit token revealed today, and this is the Most High's. This is the Most High bringing his prophecies to pass. This is prophecy coming to pass. Because let me go to it, right? Let me go to it. Revelation. Okay. Revelation chapter chapter 13 and verse 16. Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." So let's break that down. And he causeth all. The he is talking about the so-called white man, Esau, the Edomites, starting with the elite banking Edomite families. And and I go into the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. You know, that go into the you call it the bank. I forgot what you call it. The banks, the international. It it escapes me, but the banking families, the top Edomite banking families, the elites. That's starting with them, and then it trickles down or filters down to these world leaders that take orders from them, right? And it filters down to, the 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 cabinets and all that, people that's under the presidents, under the prime ministers, right? It goes down to even that, the governors, mayors, so on and so forth, people that's in charge of the laws, people that write the bills and the laws and all that. But it's starting with Esau, because Esau is the wicked, and he causeth all, and the Most High gave rulership, into the hand of the wicked. Esau as a nation is the wicked, and Israel, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the righteous. And he causeth all, that he's talking about so-called white man. That means all people on the earth, both small and great. The small and great is talking about small meaning you're not important. You're not not very important. You're insignificant. You're common. Uh, you're a common person. You're a person that working 9 to 5. You know, and the great is talking about a person that's of significance, that's important, that have a status. Might be celebrities. That's a good example. Rich and poor. Someone that's wealthy or rich, someone that's poor or just living paycheck to paycheck, which is the majority of Americans right now. Free and bond. The free is talking about the person that's not locked up, people that's able to roam around and buy and sell, and that's able to drive their car around and to do what they please, according to the laws of the land, right? And the bond is talking about the person that's locked up or in jail, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And mark is talking about the MOTB, the implantable device is gonna be it's gonna be injected or imprinted, into your right hand or into your forehead. The Neuralink is a good example of the one that's gonna be in your forehead. And they have companies that's that's making the same technology. It's the same MOT technology as Neuralink, and they have companies that's making the one that actually go in your hand. Right? That's what it's talking about. The charagma. Charagma, charax, and you have grapho, and the word grapho goes into writings or records, because all of all of your records are going to be on it. Your driver's license, your medical records, is actually going to be a key to open doors and to lock doors. You're going to need that to be able to go into a business or to a hospital, restaurant, whatever. It's going to be an imprinted mark, right? Like a stake, like a wooden stake that they impale into the ground. Is going to be impaled into your hand by the reed. Another name for that is a needle, a modern needle. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell if you don't have the MOTB. And the BRICS is setting up the infrastructure for that, because the BRICS, there aren't heroes that's going against the evil NATO or the evil US. They're just control opposition that's set up by the elites, because the elites are they represent the left hand of the Most High, right? And the Yahweh Shai and the elect, right? That's the right hand of the Most High. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to make any sort of transaction whatsoever. You want to buy food, you want to get your car repaired, whether you want to make any sort of transaction, but especially food and water, right? Oh, and rent, that's a transaction. So some people, are going to be threatened with being homeless because you won't take the MOTB. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. And the beast is Roman Empire, but in modern time is the revival of the Roman Empire, which is the NATO and the EU. And America, while it's not a part of the EU, it's a part of NATO. For it is the number of a man, right? Is the number of a man who made the technology for the MOTB. It's a man, it was Esau. I forgot the person's name of it. I forgot the person's name that made the barcode technology. I think it was back in the 70s or 60s. And his number is 603 score and 6. So you have 600, right? And then 3 score, when you break that down, a score is 20, and 3 score is 60, and then you have 6, which is the 666, and that goes into the barcode technology. For example, when you go to a store and you want to buy something, you pick up an item, whether water or a fruit or bread or whatever, and you go cash it out. When you look to the back of it, there's a barcode there that the cashier used to scan for you to be able to pay for it, for you to actually receive that item. And in the barcode, it has 2 lines in the beginning, represent 6, 2 lines in the middle that represent 6, 2 lines at the end that represent 6. And that's a technology that's used right now to make transactions, to buy and sell. And that same technology is going to be in the MOTB. You won't be able to buy or sell without the MOTB. And the updated or advanced version of the barcode technology is a QR code technology, which is way faster and is way better. You can do way more things way more things with that. With the QR code technology, you can scan it and it sends you to a website, to be able to leave a review or to be able to do whatever, right? That's the type of technology that's gonna be in the MOTB. You won't be able to buy or sell, right? That's broken down, and let's go into this. It says, these are just a small notes I wrote. BRICS Pay and BRICS Token Unit. BRICS Pay, like a debit card, but it don't use the US dollar, as a base for it. Like how we have our cards, and whether it's whatever bank you use, Chase Bank, let me think of TD Bank, whatever bank you use, right? It's digital money, but it still had the base of the US dollar. It still uses the US dollar, but it's just on that card. But the BRICS Pay, they won't use the US dollar. And then they have the BRICS Token Unit, and that's their digital one that's dealing with blockchain technology, right? Cryptocurrency, right? Which will enable BRICS members to have their own, and the BRICS members are they're countries, which will enable BRICS members to have their own centralized payment system inside of their borders. And when this guy was going into it, he made a summary of it, and he was saying that 40% of it is going to be gold, and the rest of it is going to be whatever countries form of payment is, and it's all going to be like brought together, and that's how the payment system is going to be formulated for them to be able to use. And it's just beautiful, right? This is all the wisdom and might and power of the Most High through His Son Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because they're the ones that's in control of all of this. Having Revelation chapter 13 and 16 on down coming to pass. It says, let me read it again. BRICS Token Unit, which will enable BRICS members, that's the different countries as a part of the BRICS, to have their own centralized payment system inside of their own borders. And that's how BRICS is gonna go. That's how BRICS is detailing it right now, which let's see later on, right? Because the what do you call it? The digital bank, CB, the central bank digital currency. There's gonna be a whole centralized thing, which they can monitor it. They can monitor it because it's centralized. It's all brought together. It's not, it's not private, so they could monitor your transactions. And let me go to Ezekiel chapter 38. Right? This is Ezekiel chapter 38. It says, let me go down. Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse let me just read it down verse for verse. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which means of Gog. And the land of Gog is talking about the region of Russia. The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against it. Now, Meshech and Tubal is talking about the region of Turkey. that region, because they're gonna be a guard onto that region. And in the news right now, Turkey and Russia is in alliance. You know, they're gonna guard. Gog is gonna guard Turkey, and Iran, and the rest of their their what do you call it? Military friend. I forgot what you call it, but they're gonna guard. Russia's gonna guard them, right? When it comes time for World War III, and say, "Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal." So there's a chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, right? They're the head of Meshach and Tubal, which is a region of Turkey and uh that region that go into Syria. They're the head, they're the hedge of protection for them. I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Right? Now, let me go on. Persia is talking about the Iranians, Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? So Russia's gonna be a guard, onto these countries, onto these nations. Let me read it again. I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army. And that represents, the Most High, turning, the Russians back to their former state of how they were back when they were a part of the USSR. They were the head of the USSR. He's putting that same spirit back in them, right? And that's the spirit that Putin have on him right now. He's one of the main examples is them going into Ukraine and wanting to take control over Ukraine, which that's gonna happen. Putin will take control over certain countries that was a part of the USSR, because the Most High is putting that in his heart to do. And all thine army, horses and horsemen, that's the modern day army, military. The soldiers, the weapons, the tanks is dealing with the horsemen. They have war helicopters, war jets, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords, and the sword is a weapon. Now that's the spirit that the Most High has on Putin, and they're going completely against the U.S. dollar and NATO, right? And they're influencing all these countries, to leave they're influencing all these countries to actually stop taking part in using the U.S. dollar, and stop take part in NATO, in the EU, and that's weakening the U.S. dollar, and all that's gonna bring, the MOTB, the Great Reset, which is gonna make everything digital, and it's gonna bring forth WW3, World War III, which is gonna end in gonna end in Russia and countries like Iran shooting thermonuclear missiles on the U.S. and on Israel, the land of Israel, and those two countries are going to be completely destroyed by fire from the missiles. But the land of Israel will be restored because that's the land that's the Lord's chosen land, and that's the land there's going to be the headquarters of the kingdom of heaven, starting with Yahushua, because it's his kingdom, but we're joint heirs, right? But when the missiles hit the U.S., Yahushua and the angels is going to deliver the elect of the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, the prophets, and the rest of the elect, starting with the 144,000, is going to be delivered from all over the world, but mainly Babylon the Great, which is the U.S. And if you're not delivered by the chariots when those missiles start to hit, then you're going to be burnt up with fire, right? And they say that the fire from the missiles are going to be hotter than the surface of the sun. And that's the end of the lesson. Lord will is edifying. This is update on BRICS new payment system and dealing with Russia and de-dollarization. Glory to Yahweh, Shemi Shai, Shema Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.